It's official. Micah Parsons is no longer a Cowboy. In a stunning development that has shaken the NFL world, the All-Pro linebacker has signed with the Cleveland Browns, bringing one of the league's most dominant defensive forces to the shores of Lake Erie. It's the kind of move that instantly changes not just the trajectory of a franchise, but the entire landscape of the AFC. After months of speculation about his future in Dallas, and despite public declarations from the Cowboys brass about keeping their defensive cornerstone, Parsons is headed to Ohio. And according to him, it's exactly where he's always wanted to be. The deal was finalized earlier this morning, and as details emerged, it became clear that this wasn't just about money or contract negotiations. Doggone alright. In his introductory press conference, Micah was beaming. With a Browns cap snug on his head and the iconic orange and brown jersey draped over his shoulder, he addressed the media with the confidence of a man who believes in the mission. See, head. I've always dreamed of playing in Ohio, Parsons said, his voice full of emotion. This is home. This is where I belong. It was a statement that caught many by surprise, especially considering his roots in Pennsylvania and his entire NFL career to date having unfolded in the star-studded theater of Dallas. But for Parsons, the connection to Ohio runs deeper than geography. It's about identity, grit, and the opportunity to build something special in a city that has been craving sustained football success. He spoke at length about growing up watching tough defensive-minded football and admiring the physicality and culture of the AFC North. This is smash mouth football, he said with a grin. This is where defense still matters, and I want to be part of a defense that hits hard, talks louder, and wins games the old school way. Parsons' move to Cleveland comes at a time when the Browns are aggressively positioning themselves as legitimate contenders. With a defensive unit already stacked with talent, including Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward, and Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, the addition of Parsons transforms this group from dangerous to downright terrifying. The Browns front office, led by General Manager Andrew Berry, has made it clear that they are all in. And now, with Parsons in the fold, the vision is coming into sharp focus. This isn't just a splashy signing, it's a statement of intent. The news, of course, sent shockwaves through Dallas. Cowboys fans are stunned, heartbroken, and understandably frustrated. Micah Parsons wasn't just a star, he was the star. A generational talent who brought fear into opposing quarterbacks and hope to a fan base starving for a return to championship relevance. His departure leaves a gaping hole in the Cowboys' defense, one that won't be easy to fill, no matter how talented the next man up may be. There's also a sense of disbelief around how it all unfolded. How could a team let a player of Parsons' caliber walk away? How did it come to this? Sources close to the situation suggest that while contract terms were certainly a sticking point, the relationship between Parsons and the Cowboys organization had cooled over time. There were whispers of frustrations with coaching decisions, locker room dynamics, and a growing feeling that perhaps the culture in Dallas no longer aligned with Micah's values. While he remained publicly loyal throughout his time with the Cowboys, insiders say the writing had been on the wall for a while. And when Cleveland came knocking with not just a lucrative offer, but a clear plan and a passionate pitch, the decision became easy. That passion was on full display during his unveiling. The Browns fan base, often labeled one of the most loyal and long-suffering in the NFL, erupted in joy across social media. Dawg Pound faithful flooded timelines with jerseys swapped and photoshopped, videos of hard hits, and a renewed sense of belief. It's been a long time since Cleveland has had someone to get this excited about. Yes, they've had stars before. But a player like Parsons in his prime, still hungry, still ascending, that's different. That's rare. And make no mistake, this move isn't just about hype. It's about fit. Micah Parsons joins a defensive scheme under Jim Schwartz that seems tailor-made for his talents. Schwartz, known for his aggressive, attack-first philosophy, will no doubt deploy Parsons in a variety of roles, from edge rusher to inside backer to wherever he can cause maximum disruption. It's a match that could wreak havoc on AFC offenses for years to come. Opposing offensive coordinators are already losing sleep. There's also an emotional undercurrent to this story that can't be ignored. when Parsons talked about Ohio, about the state representing something deeper than football. It wasn't just for show. He spoke of family, of a longing to be closer to his roots, of a need to represent something bigger than just a franchise. He mentioned the blue-collar mentality of Cleveland, the never-back-down attitude of its people. I see myself in this city, he said. I see the fight, the hunger. That's how I've always played. That's how I live. And now, with training camp on the horizon and expectations higher than ever, all eyes will be on Cleveland. This isn't just about what Parsons can do individually, but how his arrival galvanizes an entire locker room. He's a tone setter, a leader, a disruptor. And if the Browns are serious about challenging for a Super Bowl, and based on this move, they absolutely are, then Parsons may very well be the missing piece. As the dust settles on this monumental signing, it's clear that the NFL just got a little more interesting. Cleveland, once a punchline in football circles, is now the epicenter of one of the boldest moves in recent memory. Micah Parsons is a Brown. And if his words are anything to go by, he's exactly where he wants to be. So buckle up, NFL fans. The Dawg Pound is growling louder than ever, and Micah Parsons is ready to unleash. Thanks for riding with us on another Browns Blitz. If you liked the video, share it with a fellow fan, hit subscribe, and ring that bell so you're always part of the Dawg Pound conversation. Go Browns! If you're a diehard Browns fan and love breaking down a game like we do, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a blitz. Just when the draft board seemed calm, a ripple came from an unexpected place. While most eyes were locked onto the very top of the 2025 NFL Draft, anticipating fireworks and blockbuster deals. Something quieter, but undeniably strategic, was happening behind the scenes. And it came courtesy of the Cleveland Browns, mere hours before they were scheduled to make one of the most pivotal selections in franchise history with a number 2 overall pick. General Manager Andrew Berry made a move that at first glance may not spark headlines. But take a closer look, and you'll find a chess move with long-term implications. The Browns and the Houston Texans struck a deal that didn't involve any first-round fireworks or elite prospects. But it did involve something that often proves just as valuable to front offices, leverage, and foresight. Cleveland agreed to send a trio of day 3 selections, 2 6th-round picks and 1 7th-rounder to Houston. In return, 2 future 5th-round picks, one arriving as soon as this weekend, the other tucked away in 2027. To some, it might seem like a minor transaction. 6th-rounders and 7th-rounders don't exactly command attention in the war room or dominate fan debates. But to Andrew Berry, it was a chance to reshape his draft assets with purpose and poise. The picks Cleveland shipped off were number 279, and number 216 in the 6th round, and pick number 255 in the 7th. What they received back included pick number 166 in this very draft, 13 spots higher than where they would have next been on the board after number unknown 4, and a 2027 5th rounder that's now safely banked for the future. This wasn't just a shuffle of lower-tier picks. This was Berry re-engineering the Browns' draft day flexibility just as the clock began ticking louder. Prior to the trade, Cleveland entered the draft with 10 total selections, most of them backloaded on day 3. That included 6 picks in the final rounds, an abundance of shots in the dark that often lead to special teams depth, project players, or occasional gems. But with this move, the Browns trimmed that list to 8 total picks and, more importantly, shifted one of those shots closer to the bullseye. This wasn't the first bit of creative draft day maneuvering from Berry this offseason either. Earlier, Cleveland held another 5th-round pick thanks to a 2023 trade with the Detroit Lions that saw Donovan Peoples-Jones head to Motown. That 5th rounder had potential value, but Berry decided to package it along with backup quarterback Dorian Thompson-Robinson in the deal that brought Kenny Pickett to Cleveland, a move that had already stirred debates among fans and analysts alike. What Berry did on this particular Thursday, though, wasn't about names or positions. It was about timing. It was about control. Without the trade, the Browns were set to make a selection at number unknown 4 in the 4th round and then wait all the way until pick number 179. That's a long stretch to sit idle while the board reshapes and rival GMs pounce on falling talent. Now, thanks to the deal with Houston, that gap has shrunk. Instead of picking at 179, Cleveland jumps back on the clock at 166, a modest but meaningful improvement in a portion of the draft where scouts earn their salaries and instincts matter more than mock drafts. And even after this shift, Barry still holds 2 sixth-round picks to continue fine-tuning the bottom of the roster. Deals like these are often forgotten by Monday morning. They rarely make the SportsCenter ticker or ignite Twitter debates, but they matter. Now they speak to the vision of a front office that isn't just chasing headlines with splashy first-round picks. It's building depth, future capital, and opportunity. It's the kind of move that doesn't just shape a draft, it can shape a roster, maybe even a season. So while the rest of the football world was buzzing about who the Browns might take at number 2, Barry was already a few moves ahead, making sure that when the dust settles on this draft weekend, Cleveland doesn't just walk away with 1 star. They walk away with value at every turn, and somewhere down the line, perhaps in 2027, when a gritty 5th-round rookie makes a game-winning tackle or returns a key interception, someone might trace it all back to this quiet Thursday swap with Houston. That's the magic of the NFL draft. It's not always the flashy picks that win you games. Sometimes it's the ones that happen in the shadows. Enjoying the content so far? Smash that like button and drop your take in the comments. We want to hear what you think about the Browns this season.